Alright guys, this is the War Thunder AH-64A Apache Peyton, which is an Israeli Apache helicopter, premium helicopter that is, for War Thunder. Cost $49.99, and I just wanted to take a look at it today in VR to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like in VR versus my first impressions of it in 2D. So, as I turn my head in VR, the sounds pan, which is really nice. This is the default, well, it's whatever you set it up as the default view. This is the unobstructed view, if you will. This is my external view. This is my gunner cockpit view. Pretty cool, although the cockpit leaves an awful lot to be desired. This is I want to call this my tactical view. And here is my pilot view. So let's give it some gas and get her off the ground. Alright, I'm going to engage my augmented assists. I'm in the full reel controls right now, which are really wonky and kind of hard to get the hang of. I'm going to hit it again, and it's going to change automatic leveling for my SAS, which is the Stability Augmentation System. So now I'm kind of slipping sideways. Let's hit it again, and let's throw us into a hover at this point. So we are at 0. I'm not moving up or down. Once in the hover, I can raise and lower the collective with a hat switch at this point. It's not called the collective at this point, it's called something else. But that is the control I'm using, a hat switch right now to move that up and down. So I'm going to get that 0 out here, get us right there. And now we're going to take a look at the targets up ahead. The cockpit, you're going to find that it's nothing to write home about. It doesn't even move when you move your hand with the stick or anything. The cockpit is absolutely terrible. And it does say it's a placeholder, so there's that. Let's go to... We could go to gunner mode at this point, but one thing I'm going to say is in VR, it is way better. The depth perception is so much nicer. Pretty cool stuff. The only thing that's kind of weird is it seems to me like the heads-up display information looks like it's sitting, I don't know, 3 feet from the nose of the helicopter. That's kind of the depth I have, so it's very hard to really target things, at least from this view. Let's go now to our tactical view, at least that's what I'm going to call it. Okay, let's grab him and lock him up. See what we get. And again, this looks like it's only like a few feet in front of me. It's kind of weird. Okay, he's dead. Let's lock this guy up. Fire another one. Boom, he's dead. Nice fire. And kick my zoom back. And the only thing that sucks is it's a little awkward. I got to keep reaching my hand to my left hand to my throttle that's on my left, and then grabbing the mouse, which is also on my left because I'm left-handed. I'm going to try shooting guns, but I'm pretty much out of range for guns. Now this is bobbing all around. I'm going to hit the stability mode and then lock him up and then pow. We're just going to hit him with another Hellfire. Boom. Destroyed. Nice effect. Okay. really haven't figured right about... Nope. It's really not that easy to line this thing up. I could, at this point, jump over to the gunner seat and just target things. One thing I noticed too, in VR, this little reticle is much more sensitive than what it was before. It's really hard in VR to get a bead on a target. Yeah, I'm not really even hitting anything down there. And pow. Very nice. So you can do the full realism, or full, what is it called? Simulator controls. Control. Full real controls, and you get the SAS modes there. If you go simplified controls, you only get a hover. So if I go to that, then I go back, continue anyway, resume. Now it changed my control scheme, and when I hit H, well, you know what? It assigns it differently too, so I also have to go in here, click that, to make it that button too. Now, when I hit H, it throws me into a hover automatically. And unlike the SAS mode, when I hit H again, it just drops me out of hover, and I get no cue on the screen telling me that, by the way, you're going to the next step, or you're coming out of a hover. Like, this way is in a hover, I'm going to hit H right now. Boom. It drops me out of it. But if I go back to controls and change it to full real, now H, or this button, toggles the SAS modes. So now, automatic leveling, next button press, hovering, next button press, manual control, and it goes crazy. Dampening. So H just cycles through the stability augmentation system modes that you have in the full real controls. Which is fair enough. It just takes some getting used to figuring out how to fly this thing, because it, to me, even with the full real stuff, it doesn't seem to fly like the choppers in DCS do, or the choppers in X-Plane, you know? Anything that resembles full realism to me, that touts to be full realism, this doesn't seem very much like that. So I'm not entirely sure what mode I like the best, the automatic leveling or the dampening. Both seem to be controllable. In VR, there's also some weird artifacting, cookie cutter kind of stuff going on. I don't know if you could see it. If you look at my nose and the assembly of everything that's on the nose of this thing, right around that, there's kind of a weird aura, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Same thing that you get when you look through these windows real close around the edges of the window. It's almost like you're looking through a magnifying glass around the edges, which is kind of weird. And you can play this a multitude of ways too. I could be using a gamepad to control this right now if I wanted to. Or you can use mouse and keyboard. There's people that play this on the PC that probably use the mouse and keyboard that would totally annihilate me trying to use my HOTAS using it. It's just one of those things, because it is a cross-platform game. And as much as it claims simulation, it's not entirely simulation. It just simulates a simulation, if you will, right? They try. I'll give them that. But this Apache is pretty cool. It is neat in VR. Perfect, definitely not. Fun, definitely is. And just wanted to show you what it looked like in VR versus what it looked like on my 49-inch super ultra wide 3840 by 1080 panel. I think they both have their advantages. I don't think I'm any better or any worse in VR than I am by using TrackIR in my monitor. But it definitely offers more detail and visual splendor on the 2D panel because VR is what it is. But at the same time, the depth perception that I'm getting out of this and the level of detail of the depth perception is pretty freaking amazing. You definitely get the feeling that you are flying. It says cockpit placeholder over there on the edge. So, fun stuff. And that is the AH-64A Piton in VR via the Oculus Rift S in War Thunder. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit the like button. And until next time.